Hi everyone, Marion Emberson here. A little while ago, Hickey came out with a release with these A5 stamp sets. There was 3 of them, I believe. And I showed a card. I didn't make it on camera, but I just showed one that I'd made from this set. And I've had quite a few people contact me and say, can you show us how to make it, please? And I'm like, yeah, okay, let's show you how to make it. So I am going to be using the Inspired by Linda A5 stamp set from Hickey. This is the concept. I'll talk about it as I'm doing it. I can't remember what colours I use, so I've just picked some of my favourites. So I've got Catherine Paula Uptown, Sea Glass, Twilight and Hot Tub. I'm using the Wow Superior Smooth White Cardstock. I've got a little thin black Sharpie pen. It can be any pen, it doesn't matter. I'm also going to be using the polished silver because it's just gorgeous, and the opaque bright white Superfine. You don't have to have a large jar. I just happen to have this in a large jar, but you can use the smaller jars. So how do we do it? Okay, first of all, let me take my block. So I've got my card. Let's just move them out the way. And I'll try and replicate it. If I hold that up there, I'll try and replicate it as good as I can, but I know I'll probably go off piste with it a bit. So let's just start off with, let's start off with this one. So I'm gonna peel these off. So these came about because they were inspired by a lady called Linda Brown. A lot of you in the UK will know Linda Brown. She is just the most genuinely nicest lady you could ever wish to meet. And she's incredibly talented. And we went up to her house, well, a few years ago now, because it was pre-COVID, and had a little play around in her studio and that. And she showed us how to do this technique. She does the most amazing stuff. I think she calls herself on Instagram, Yours Artfully. Check her out. It's brilliant. It really is. Okay, so this is where this all came from. So I'm going to go in. Let me go with me Hot Tub. I think I used Hot Tub there. Oh, I might not have. I went a bit too heavy on that then. And what you could do, if you'd done it on watercolour cards, you could then spritz it and give it a real watercolour effect, which is usually the sort of the look she's going for. But I'm doing it on the Wow card. So I will just stamp it down, hold it for a little while, because Catherine Paula inks like to sink in to the card. Perfect. So let me just get I'm just going to grab a wipe to clean as I go along, because I'll be using these every so often. I'll just mix them out. So then I went in with the square. I'm just going to give this a clean as well, because I can see it's got loads of little fibres on it. Hope I'm in camera view. Okay, so that can go there. So then I started to overlap. I've got a feeling I might have gone sea glass on this. Let's have a look. It don't matter if it comes out slightly different. It just gives you like the look and the idea, etc. So let's just overlap that. You don't need to overlap all of them. It's entirely up to you. These will dry a little bit lighter than they're showing here. But also I have re-inked all of my, well, most of my inks, which isn't a bad thing. So let me go. I'm going to go back to, I'm just going to follow the pattern. I'm going to go back to that, back to Hot Tub, get some nice ink on there, and then just come off there like so. Lovely. Right, and then I will just go through, placing them down. I will show you the colours that I'm using as I do it, so then you can keep up, hopefully. I've already gone slightly different to what my original card was because I've come further down, but that's okay. That's all right. So I'm just going to whiz along now, and I will see you on the other side. Oh, one thing I will say, I'm going to go a bit of, just do it really lightly, sea glass on there, and then I'm going to give it a darker edge. So I'm just going to come in and just touch the edges on there. And then this is where I can take a brush, just a blending brush, and just touch it and see what that's going to be like. So just pull it out, pull it back down, and then I'm going to go like so. Oh, look at that. Oh, look. Okay, I didn't do it like that on the other one, but look at that. You can actually see the brush lines pushing it out. That's lovely. I might have to do another one of those down there. I think I will. Right, so I'm going to be quiet now, okay? Okay, so I'm going to leave it like that. It's totally different to how I've done that one. Look, totally different, but that's fine. And then what I wanted to point out, in this set, there's these little tiny dots. So 3 little patterns of dots. So to get that background on here, that's what I used with the Twilight ink. So I am going to go in with, what shall I go for? That one looks a bit more organic. So let's go for that one. And then I'm going to use Twilight. And this is great because it doesn't matter if you miss bits. You can just go back over. There's no pattern to it. You can be scruffy, perfect. It's entirely up to you. So again, I'm going to be quiet and I'll just get on with it. I love Twilight, absolutely adore Twilight. Now, I've got a few little lines. I don't know where I must have got ink on here and then I've pushed it down, but hey ho. This is one of those designs that you can actually just get away with any little errors like that. And I lied, look, there's actually 4 of those dotty bits. They are genius because when we done them with Linda, we had to sit there and just do dot by hand. And it's very therapeutic. But when you want to make a card in a hurry, bam, this is fantastic. So, okay, so what am I going to do now? I think I'll do the embossing till last. I'm going to make sure everything's done. So I'm going to take a pen. So this is just a Sharpie pen. And you can just do whatever you like. I'm going to do like little stitch lines around this. It's nothing fancy. I'm not trying to be perfect or anything. A couple of them you can just do a couple of little lines going through it just to make it look a bit more, I don't know, arty. I'm not sure. You can just sort of vaguely follow the line, just swirling it a little bit, sort of getting a bit of a squiggle on. Do some little dots coming off, so it looks like it's meant to be. You can do a bit of cross hatching, and just like so. Let's do a little bit over here, like that. And then, oh, and I'm going to copy that one there because that was my favourite actually. So I just done a line and then I've done a longer line. And then each time as I came out from the centre, I just made it slightly shorter. And then you can just do some little dots coming off. Nothing fancy. And if you feel like that's it, you're happy with that, that's absolutely fine. That looks great. You're just making it look a bit more sort of handmade. So what I'm going to do now, because I've got ink all over this, I'm going to take good old Nanny Bimbo's talcum powder pot, because I'm going to apply some embossing powder now, and I don't want to ruin it all where my fingers have been, where the ink is still wet, because the embossing powder will just stick to that. So let me just get rid of that. Shake that off. Okie dokie. So back to this little guy. So I'm going to use the Opaque Bright White Super Fine, because these flowers are just gorgeous. So if I have a little look, I might, there's so many to choose from. Don't know what ones to go for. If I go something like, oh dear, what do I want to go? What do I want to go? If I do, let me do that one. I like that one. I like all of them actually. So let's just get some embossing ink on there. And then we just push down onto there, get the powder on, and then pop that back in the pot. Okay, and then let's take that one back off. And then I think, what did I do? I went down on that one there, but I'm going to use the wording, and I might put it here actually. I might just have, just to say happy birthday, or do you know what? I just like with love. I think that's really nice. Okay, so now I know I'm definitely going to use that there for my sentiment. So let's come down. Let's use this one. I love this one. So let me just get some ink on there. And let's come across, because we can, because there's no rules. These are lovely, these sort of cards, because, well, like I'm doing two, but none of them, well, neither of them, I should say, not none, neither of them have come out looking the same, which is just great. And that's what you want, especially when you're card making. I can't stand making the same card twice. I absolutely hate it. But yeah, sometimes you have to. I'm going to change this up a little bit as well. So I think I'm going to go with a heart, because there's little solid hearts and ovals and squares and rectangles. This time I'm going to use my polished silver. So let's just go push that on there. And then I think I'll just go one there. And then one there, just turn that a slightly different way. Get your polished silver on. Shake off your excess, back in the pot. Sometimes you miss like that. Don't worry. Let's just get rid of that. And then I think I will do, I'll just do two hearts up the top there in the polished silver. So I'm just going to go one there, and then I might just offset that a little bit. And that's a little trick there. If you feel that you're not going to line it up completely, if you haven't got your ruler with you or whatever, then just offset it slightly and it looks like you're meant to do it. And no one will know but you. Although you guys all know now. Okay, so let's put that there. I've got my With Love. So let me just get that on here. I do like these blocks with the lines on, because they should line up nicely. Lovely. So we get some ink on there, same thing. And then let's just put With Love there, which goes lovely because we've got the hearts. A little bit of polished silver. just think of the colourways that you can do this in. There is so many different options here. And you could fill it all up, and it just amazes me how it's come out so different. Okay, so I'm going to open my card up now, and then I'm just going to heat set it all. And there we go. So I need to let that go flat because the heat's curled it a wee bit, and that's absolutely fine. And it's quite normal. Don't worry about it. Some people emboss with foil from behind, and then that sort of, you know, extends the heat. But this will do that because there's lots of ink gone on there, and then that will completely flatten out. So by the time I photograph that, that'll be lovely and flat. I could lay that on there, just pop something on there just to keep it flat. Yeah, and then I'll photograph it. And I'm actually really pleased with that. I think, dare I say, let's just pick this one up. I don't know what one I like more. This one's just a bit less. There's not as much going on as this one. But I think they both work. I think they both look really, really lovely. So yeah, so if you've got this set, which I know loads of you got it, then yeah, go ahead and have a little play, and I bet you surprise yourself. So yeah, thanks ever so much for watching. Take care. Bye.